Welcome to the 16-ounce Cinema Podcast.
Hello and welcome to 16 Ounce Zoo, where we drink ales and talk animals. On tonight's episode, we'll be discussing cybernetics. Are they an ethical route to rehabilitation?
No.
Of course, I'm always here with Angus.
Hi, hello.
And Michael.
Hey, I need a new movie again. I don't know what's happening.
No, yours fits.
All right, so So before we get on to talking about the cybernetics, putting in mechanical robotic limbs onto the animals, let's jump right to our beers, our ales. Michael, it's your turn to go first this time.
Well, I got a Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA because it has a dog in it and it has a fish in it.
I knew somebody was going to do that.
That was totally me. I tried to
Yeah,
look for
so
something better,
somebody was bound to get either Dogfish or Golden Monkey.
yeah.
Oh,
but
fuck.
My
Man.
movie actually has no monkeys, but it does have dogs. So this makes sense for me. It's probably a delicious beer because I've had it before and it's delicious. So.
Probably.
Probably because I've had it before and it's delicious.
Well, that was a good rundown of the beer.
Thank you.
All right, excellent.
Okay.
Angus,
I guess it's mine.
you have a Golden Monkey. Tell us about Golden Monkey.
Well, you kind of spoiled half of it, but yes.
You have a golden shower.
No, I just...
Oh, is it the sour or the Belgian?
I just like taking those. It's the Belgian-style triple with added spice, but I also, because my movie had a monkey in it, I got that. But my movie also starred a dog. So I got...
Dog and a monkey.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got Sea Dog Wild Blueberry.
Is the monkey's name Duncan?
Oh.
No, and he doesn't check in.
Okay.
Or wait, that's Dunstan. Fuck. I get my monkeys
So I'm
confused.
drinking from Tampa Bay Brewing Company, which I don't think I've ever had one of their beers before. I'm drinking Old Elephant Foot IPA. Unfortunately, they don't have fun little blurbs on the can, and I didn't have time to Google it, so I could give you the sales pitch. Basically, just, I guess, the owner of the brewery or the brewmaster on the side just said, "Hey, I like this beer." One interesting thing about it, though, is it's an actual pint, which is my first pint for the show in months.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say forever. I was like, no, we've done it before. But
Yeah, I haven't done it since, February.
no, it's very rare.
All right, let's crack them before they get cold.
Well, I just want to say that Tampa, that's my old stomping grounds.
Oh, yeah.
So have you had this beer before?
I have
Or anything
not.
from them?
No.
KBBC.
Well, I may have, but I don't remember.
It's got a light foam.
And one of the other things I wanted to say is
Cloudy.
when I went to the store looking for animal-themed beer, the majority of animal themes are fucking elephants and fish. That's what all they...
I didn't know there were that many elephant ones.
There's so many fucking elephants. I saw fucking 12 of them today, and I found 3 dogs and 2 monkeys, and one of them was a Yeti, so I don't even know if that counts.
That counts. That's
No, I don't think Yeti counts.
It's an animal. It's not a human. God didn't create it.
It might be sentient.
It's a monkey human,
The
so...
dogs are sentient.
You talk to your dogs? My dog doesn't even know my name.
It knows its name.
Yeah.
It knows it's happy.
It knows it's happy. Well, at least the cat knows
So
when you're
dogs-
fucking it.
That's the cat, by the way.
That's a
right.
thing Michael once said because he doesn't know how to speak.
My beer tastes very buttery and sour. I love it. I want more of it.
Oh, God.
My house is 82 degrees, so I'm actually rubbing it on my nipple instead of drinking it. So.
Dude, I'm so jealous.
Oh, that's becoming a thing for you.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, this IPA is not crazy dry. Angus was going to talk about his beer, maybe.
Yeah, probably, but I was going to say, he said it's 85. It's fucking 60 degrees in my house, dude. It's been 40 degrees here every day this week. It's fucking terrible for somebody who lived in Florida.
Outside?
Huh?
Yeah, I took a nap outside today.
Oh, so you're gonna have seasons and shit?
Yeah, like apparently it
Whoa.
even
That's
snows here.
Stupid.
Dude, it was like 86 degrees last night at midnight here. Like when you look at feels like, so that's fucking crazy to me.
We had to go buy 2 fucking heaters because apparently our house didn't have heating when we moved in.
Oh no!
What?
And she said that we had this conversation, and I don't fucking remember it because I'm drunk
What
most of
about
the time.
all your reptiles? Are they gonna go to bed or like what's gonna
Well,
happen?
they're gonna go to bed. I put one of the heaters out there, and then they got like night lamps and shit. But the thing is, like, I guess she said that we didn't have it, but our theory was we're like, oh, it's fucking Texas, it's gonna be hot, we don't need heat. So we just ignored it, and
Yeah,
now we
that's
got
what I
the
would
first
think,
cold
yeah.
front, and we fucking regret it.
Oh, like
My
next year is gonna be central heating.
oh god, the golden monkey is 9.5%, and dude, it's
Woohoo.
fucking awful.
So how long until you mix the 2 beers together? That's
I-
kind of our tradition now, ain't it?
Yeah, I just took a sip of that one. I'm gonna take a sip of the Sea Dog. I love blueberry, so no matter what,
I
yeah.
imagine mixing the 2 is gonna taste kind of like moldy blueberries out of a shoe.
Well, the Sea Dog is fucking great because I love blueberry to begin with. Not sure, 4.6%, but since
I
I
had no
do,
idea you love blueberries.
yeah, I love blueberries. I got to keep mentioning that.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
like
just
blueberries.
I learned something about you today. That's good.
I also like Boo Berry. I like the cereal. That's the best
Oh,
one.
that makes sense that they follow through.
That's like the red colored
doesn't-
one, right?
No, you idiot! It's Boo Berry. Why the fuck would it be red?
I thought it was the red one.
It's Frankenberry, stupid.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got him confused.
Hey, Mike, quick! What color is an orange?
Shut up.
Purple.
I think we
Those
should
are
do that
those
movie.
grapes, right?
Yeah, Mike, you watched a movie that might have related to animals or not. Why don't you tell us about
it did totally relate to animals. There were a lot of animals in my movie. And my film, as a previous one, came out on my birthday, 1984. so that's exciting.
Dog.
It's entitled Monster Dog.
Ah, cunt! Drop
It's
the mic.
Monster Dog.
Cunt dog.
No, it's called Monster Dog. It is not Monster Cunt. I know.
that was
I would watch
the
that
alternate
movie.
title. Ah, cunt.
Um,
You know how they like retranslate, the titles.
I don't
For
know.
the
If,
video
I don't know
release.
if you guys know this, but the director of this movie also wrote Troll 2, and he also directed Zombie 4, which has a cool trailer. So Monster
I
Dog
enjoyed
is
Zombie 4.
Hey,
is
can I
yes,
say something about Troll 2?
please do.
There's a great documentary about it called Best Worst Movie.
Yeah, I think you told me about it actually.
Yeah,
before.
definitely. If you've seen Troll 2, check that out. It's really good. It used to be on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's still there or not, but it's highly entertaining about, like,
Does
that
it
movie
talk
and its
about
cult
why it's
following.
such a piece of shit or what?
Yeah, and then, like, the cult following behind it, and, like, how these people, like, 25 years later are still, like, doing, like, shows and meeting people who are excited to see them for some garbage fucking movie they did, like, forever ago that they wish they could forget about.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, it's cool.
So Monster Dog is about a rock star coming to his childhood town to shoot a music video, while a pack of vicious dogs attack and kill everyone. And that
Okay.
rock star, Alice Cooper.
No.
That's not a selling point?
No, because he's in the whole fucking movie. So like, I literally have
Right,
To
so
talk
like you could go through the whole movie and just say the rock star,
no,
But-
and then
that's-
like if you said selling point, it's Alice Cooper. Like Alice Cooper's like my number 2 behind Meatloaf.
there was
I
just
don't
too
I
much
don't
meat.
agree with that.
Yeah, there's too much Alice Cooper. He's the main star. So I
But
couldn't fuck with it.
Yeah, think about it though. Like if you never told us about Luda in that other episode, like
I guess
if you
you're
say
right.
that,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
it's
Now
so
we've
fucking
opened up
big.
the bottle on Alice Cooper, which is great because we're releasing this vaguely somewhere around Halloween.
Oh yeah. That's
No,
true. There you go.
no, we're not.
Oh.
It's probably coming out fucking November
I don't know when Halloween
like 20th.
is.
Okay, well, happy Halloween, everybody, or happy Thanksgiving, wherever this episode finds you. And we're going to talk about Alice Cooper fighting off packs of wild dogs.
And just
That's
to point
pretty
out,
awesome.
because I thought this was about a robot dog, which it totally isn't. And I told everyone it's about a big robot dog. I don't know why I thought.
Yeah, we've been giving you hell for a couple of weeks over that.
I thought,
or at
like,
least I have.
Yeah, the DVD cover looked like a fucking robot dog, so I just made it up in my head.
You just assumed.
I just assumed it was a giant fucking robot dog.
See,
Mike's like the only person left alive in 2018 still getting sold on movies by posters.
like he has the only store near him that still has like VHS tapes. He's just
my
like,
God.
oh, that's
I'm like,
interesting.
yeah, this looks awesome. Look at that dog. This is perfect. Oh my god, it's Alice Cooper. So,
Oh, I wish I had that. Like, I'm just picturing it at this, like, crinkety gas station, and, like, next to the porn, they have, like, 1984 Alice Cooper movies.
One of my favorite things about like those gas station movies is they never have a real case. It's just like a DVD shoved in a
Yeah.
fucking paper, but they still charge you like $10 for it.
Dude, FYE has them every now and again. They want, like, $5 for those things used.
Yeah, but
Like,
who's
they
gonna
gotta
pay
them.
pay that for fucking Vantage Point? Like nobody wants that.
So the movie starts with Alice Cooper winking at the camera coming out of a limo. So right away you know this movie's gonna be
oh my
fucking
God.
amazing.
Oh, my God.
It turns out he's shooting a video with song lyrics like "Sometimes I'm James Bond, sometimes I'm Billy the Kid, and sometimes I'm Jack the Ripper." And he dresses up like the characters while driving around in a Rolls Royce.
That's
oh my
amazing.
God. Like, this is just going to be, like, a 20-minute selling point for me.
And and he
Hank is just like, oh, fuck.
no, it
I
gets
really
better.
am. I'm bummed.
Yeah, so he dresses up like them, and like he hangs out with these two hot chicks. So like when he's Jack the Ripper, like he's murdering them, and when he's also who's that detective guy? Sherlock Holmes. So he's also Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, my God.
And so he has.
I
this,
love
like,
Sherlock Holmes, too.
Yeah,
I
God damn it! I lost.
phone ones from the 40s.
He has that thing where like you look close up to something, like a microscope kind of thing, and he's like looking at,
magnifying glass.
yeah, it's a
Michael.
magnifying glass, and he keeps looking at their tits and shit like that.
Dude, if you say these girls were redheads, fucking just end the episode.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Are they redheads?
It's a blonde and an auburn, so close, but not quite.
Auburn. Oh, that's all. I mean, I could fiddle. If it's Auburn, I could fiddle with the settings on my TV and she'll become red.
Dude, I'm sure the VHS color rate would make it red.
Yeah.
Now that I'm saying this should have been my selling point. Actually,
You should have held off on the Alice Cooper. Yeah.
No, not Alice Cooper, just this part.
just him, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So next is Vince, which is Alice Cooper's name, the only character name I know, and they.
Oh, that's his real name.
That's his real. Oh,
Is
is it?
it?
Oh, there you go. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
his real name is Vincent.
Vincent
So-
Cooper?
No,
Probably
Vincent.
Cooper's fake too, I
like
imagine.
something or other. Yeah, Cooper's
Van
fake too.
Neusenhausen.
I don't.
Wait, it was German?
I made that up. I don't know what it
Oh.
is.
I was going to
No, I
say,
don't know
usually
what
they
it was.
change their name because they don't want it to sound like Jewish.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Alice
I forgot about
Alice Kupenstein or something.
That's Kupenstein.
that. So next, so we get
Omri Kupenstein was his name.
We get Vince and a redhead in a van riding down a river back to his hometown, and Vince laments.
It was not a redhead.
No, the main character girl is a redhead, so it's
Oh,
totally a redhead.
fuck!
Yeah.
God damn it!
Angus is completely.
I'm so
fucked.
fucking done!
You lose.
If
TJ, what's your theme for this week?
Yeah.
if TJ
Well, no,
also
Mike.
if
Or Mike, my bad.
Yeah. If TJ
Son of
also
a
loves
bitch.
Mac Danzig, the whole thing is over. But I'll get to that later.
What? Who?
Danzig?
Danzig? No.
No. Okay.
That,
I like
that's
Danzig.
That goes in the opposite direction.
Wait,
No, you'll get to it, but no. No to what you're thinking. So anyway, they're riding back to his hometown, and Vince laments about how lame his last song was and how he needs more pizzazz. He has his 4 buddies with him, 2 dudes and 2 chicks, and they all sound like TJ when he pretends to be other people having fun. They're all like, yes, there it is. Yes, I swear to God, they're just like that.
I'm creeped out.
Thank you for that opportunity, Michael.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I assume they're all just wild dog father, which ends up being true. Next, we meet the town sheriff, who is this angry fat Italian who Vince used to sit on his lap when he was a child and piss on him. And this
Wait,
just
what?
makes-
What?
Yeah, so because this is his hometown, so like.
Wait,
when-
repeat that. What did you say?
So we meet the town sheriff, who is this angry fat Italian guy, and
All
Vince used to sit on his lap when he was a kid and piss on him.
On purpose?
They didn't really know. They didn't really get into it.
Yeah,
but-
like at what age? Like
Like-
8?
like- yeah,
or
like
2?
probably. Well, he just said a little boy. I don't know when the little boys pee on people, so you would know more than me. So you tell me.
Oh my god, that sounded so wrong.
But because he peed on him as a child, they become best friends.
Oh my god.
That, you know, my son has peed on me a lot, and those moments haven't really, like, those aren't the bonding moments.
I was
Well,
gonna
you
say
love
that
your
didn't
son, don't you?
solidify.
Oh, yeah, I do love my son. You think it's just all the piss?
I think it's all the piss getting all the anomia or ammonia or whatever.
The moment he stops pissing on you, like, fuck that
Get out
kid.
of my house, boy.
It's time to move out.
Get a
kid.
job, you little shit.
The sheriff tells him that there's been 5 deaths in the town already due to wild dogs. Which
That's more
Yeah,
than a problem.
it seems fucking crazy to me, but like everyone has seemed pretty chill about the whole thing.
Do they not have a dog catcher, like, in this
Apparently
town?
not. Really, they only
Is
have
it supposed
the
to be
sheriff
like
and
a
the guy.
small town? Like we're in
Yeah,
a
yeah,
city
yeah.
of millions of people,
No,
and
it-
like
Yeah.
if 5 people died from wild dog packs, like it would be like
No, the
front page
National
news.
Guard
It'd
would be
you'd
here.
hear about it every day.
Trump would tweet about it. That's exactly what would happen. It would be
Yeah,
terrible.
like it would be national, and you'd be like checking like the dog forecast before you left the house.
This is like small town USA, 1980s. Nobody knew anything. You know.
You could just like die indiscriminately back then.
Yeah, exactly.
When you said the Trump thing, I just imagined they were little chihuahuas, and he wants to send them back.
There's actually a really large black poodle that's one of the dogs. It's weird. I don't understand it. It's just a
Oh, so
black
they're all
poodle.
kinds of dogs.
Yeah, they're mostly German shepherds and like a bunch of weird just mutts.
Okay.
The sheriff also hints that Vince's father was doing something evil in the past, and then like Vince becomes all pissy and wants to leave. So then they go on, go to the town, and we go to the sheriff and his dopey deputy, and they get killed by and you'll never believe this, a big monster dog.
I thought you were gonna say Danzig.
Holy shit, that would have been good.
A big monster Danzig.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What? Yeah, you're quiet when you talk, dude.
Yeah, no, I heard a ding. It was a shitty scene,
Ding.
unfortunately. Like, we didn't get anything. The sheriff sucked. So like the sheriff, like he looked like he belonged in a zombie film. Like he had that big Italian sheriff and like look like you would see just from any Italian movie with zombies. It was very strange.
Did you
like-
look up the actor? And maybe he was in zombie
Oh,
movies.
I should
Michael.
have, but I did not.
Oh,
So
some basic research.
I know, I did not do my basic research here.
I like that after our last episode, now Mike is a connoisseur of Italian films.
Oh, yes, yeah. Now he's watching another one from another like Italian.
Oh, you're right, I
guy.
did. Yeah, I've been all over it. So.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can answer this. Sorry to interrupt, but is this a like an American production that brought on an Italian director, or was this actually produced in Italy?
This was produced in America.
Okay.
Like 90% positive on that. But
Saying that Alice Cooper and Danzig are in it makes me think it's not Italian. I mean,
It does.
might show up over in Italy, but
Yeah, the main character, like some of the main redhead actress, I think is from Spain. But I could just be making that up because me and you just watched the movie from Spain, so that could just be in my head.
yeah,
for
we
that,
did just watch
But she is
the Grasp of the Lorelei.
which was awesome and terrible. At the
It
same
was
time.
the goriest movie you'll ever see that features a monster that's a person in a cardboard mask.
So on the way to town, Vince hits a dog, and the monster dog sees this, and I guess it's gonna be out for revenge the whole movie. That's the plot. Also, this like
Not on my watch.
this old bloody guy just shows up and tells everyone that they're going to die and that they are already dead. He just keeps going on about how they're gonna die and how they're already dead over and over again.
Oh, you know what? He runs over a dog. There is an Alice Cooper song about that, but I don't want
okay.
to sing Alice Cooper songs. Yeah, Under My Wheels.
And after he talks about that, he just goes back to the bushes where he came from. When they get to Vince's house, everyone is so fucking stoned that they just eat these really, like, these white bread sandwiches and drink Fanta, and they act like they're eating at a 5-star restaurant. Like, one dude is just munching on this dry fucking salami shit, and he's just like, yes, so good. And he's got, like, the white bread.
Life in Ohio.
Yeah, I guess so, or, like, wherever the fuck they are. Yeah, something like Ohio.
Michigan.
Hey, don't badmouth Ohio.
Yeah. That's racist against 1/3 of us, TJ. You're rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The prettier chick has a nightmare where everyone died, and then the old bloody man from the road is trying to take her. The old bloody guy. Stop singing! God damn it! Fuck. And in her dream, the old bloody guy comes out and he starts trying to take her panties off.
Was he the man behind the mask?
And when she runs away.
But her lips are venomous poison.
Was she born a $1 billion baby?
So after she.
So you were saying she runs out of the house of fire?
Stop it.
Well, you gotta do that when school's out for summer.
I hate everyone.
Mike's so angry, he's gonna raise his fist and yell.
I should have held off on the Alice Cooper, like you were saying.
Oh shit! So these animals, they're gonna feed their Frankenstein, right?
Yeah.
Oh god, there's like 1 or 2 left. I feel it.
Oh, there's like 4 or 5.
And so when she runs away in her night, she runs away squealing, and she finds her other friends dead, and some of them are zombies, and they try to take her panties off too. But she's a really good squealer. Like, she squeals really, like, amazingly. And I want to let you know right now. You want to guess how I knew it was a dream? Like, do you guys want to guess, or do you just want me to tell you?
I'm just still.
Do I have the clues to guess?
No, you have no clues. I'm sorry. I did not do a good clues.
I'm still fucked up that Mike can identify a good squeal from a woman. Like, that's really disturbing.
And specifically, it's not a scream but a squeal.
Yeah, it's like like a pig almost, but like sexy.
like all those famous squeal queens.
Whatever. If there was a famous squeal queen, she would be top 5. I promise you. I'm gonna put a list together.
What's funny is Mike doesn't know, so she might be a scream queen.
Yeah,
we'll find out after the episode when we look
true.
at the cast list, since we put a moratorium on Googling each other's movies during the episode.
So the reason I knew it was a dream is because her shirt says "Dream" right on it. And she woke up.
Oh my God.
I swear I thought it was fucking fantastic. Like, she woke up and I was like, oh, that's a weird shirt. I'm like, oh, she's dreaming. I get it.
If that was more of a thing, man, like, I could lucid dream so much more if I was wearing my dream shirt.
Oh man,
Totally.
What if that's all it took? You just put on a shirt that says "Dream" on it,
And you're in.
and then when you in your dream, you look at your shirt, you're like, oh, my shirt says "Dream." I'm dreaming. And then you get chased by rabid dogs in a house of fire.
That's right.
Oh, God damn.
And also in her dream, Vince turns into a werewolf.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah, and then when she shares this with everyone laughs, but not Vince. He starts looking very concerned.
So also that's another thing that I like is werewolves. So you're saying Alice Cooper becomes a werewolf in this fucking movie?
Well, how the fuck have you not seen this, TJ? If it's werewolves,
I don't know.
Didn't you go on a fucking long kick?
I was really worried.
Okay, well, here's the thing about werewolves. There's only 2 good werewolf movies.
3 now.
And I've seen like 20. So
Oh,
I
and
am
then
the werewolf.
also the Are you still there, TJ?
Why would I not be?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you
I-
might be gone.
I was literally quiet for 5 seconds.
You made me
Well,
nervous.
usually you're not.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, TJ's gone. What do we do? All right, so
I'll just continue to make other people being happy noises so that you know I'm here.
so the so good.
I don't like the jolly laugh.
The
Creepy.
that was the Japanese laugh.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Well, you did. You're racist. All right. So the worst part about the entire dream sequence, she wore socks the whole time. I was very pissed off. So yeah, it was sad. We learned that Vince's dad had a heart disease that turned him insane. Like he would walk around town and eat cattle and shit like that, which to me sounded like a brain disease. But I'm not a rock star, so whatever. The town peoples ended up stabbing him with pitchforks and burning him alive. So it's a little weird that he would just come back to town after everything, like everything's cool. So I thought that was a little strange. After the so the locals show up wanting to kill Vince because of his dad. So now there's like a standoff between the local yokels with guns and Vince's friends with guns because everybody has guns because America is sweet. Like, I swear to God, within, 2 minutes after the nightmare, there was 9 shotguns just everywhere.
That's awesome.
So Vince and one of the pretty girls is gone for now, and the scene of why they're gone is going to be saved as my selling point. So now it's just a house with all
Because
his friends.
Mortis was there.
Mortis shows up, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a little early for Mortis. Early days. Was he playing keyboard?
This was his weird dungeon music.
He was the sheriff. He died already, so yeah.
Mortis was the sheriff?
Yeah, he's like partner. I don't know. I don't know how you would say that.
Everyone dies.
That's right. So
end.
yeah, that would be an appropriate song for this movie.
Yeah, let's keep talking about Mortis because no one knows who Mortis is.
People know Mortis.
Yeah, people know Mortis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know Mortis.
Except on Facebook. He has 30 Facebook friends. It's weird.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, all 3 of us. we're 10% of his friends on Facebook.
That's awesome. He yelled at me once through email.
Yelled at you.
Yeah, he was so mad at me.
Email? That's very special. Emails are
Because
important.
I bought TJ that signed poster years ago, and when I did it, I just sent the money, but he was like, send it in euros, not in USD. I was like, alright, sorry, Mortis. I'm fucking sorry, I didn't know.
So you think Mortis is there with his makeup and nose, just going through everything?
He gets into character to use social media. He has to do the full makeup and everything.
Just to write one post.
Fucking Americans.
Maybe that's why he doesn't have so many friends, because he's just not very active.
Just yells at everyone.
He's a bitter, mean troll, or goblin, whatever.
The goblin? Fucking ghoul.
So the locals take over because Vince's rock and roll friends are just a bunch of dorks. And they tell everyone they're going to put a silver bullet in his heart because, now at this point we know that his father was also a werewolf, and so Vince is probably a werewolf too.
You know what that means?
What does it mean?
There's no more Mr. Nice Guy.
No more. That is incredibly appropriate for the following scenes. So instead of shooting Vince, the locals end up shooting the pretty girl when they walk back into the store, walk back into the house.
You know why? Because only women bleed.
Rather profusely, as we find out.
Oh.
So they shoot the pretty girl in her boob and her chest, and then the camera does a slow motion of her walking towards her best friend, who's the pretty one, and everyone's like, "Oh no, you got shot." And so now the pretty girl is dead, and everyone is.
They react like Forrest Gump to Bubba.
And yeah, it's like a very slow, like it's a slow shot.
Oh,
no.
You're bleeding. You're not long for this world.
One of the locals is a Colombian freedom fighter. I don't know why. He's in the wrong fucking
Michigan?
film, just like the sheriff, but he looks fucking cool. He's got a long beard. He's got a bunch of fucking gold on. He's got fucking badass shades and a shotgun. He's totally a Colombian fucking.
I'm
cocaine
picturing
guy.
Mr. T.
Except fucking Colombian. Yeah.
Colombian Mr. T.
So like all the other locals like start chasing Vince, but not the Colombian. The Colombian's watching his friends, and as he's watching Vince's friends, he thinks one of the dudes is a homosexual. And then, like, he points the gun at him, and he says, "Say goodbye to your boyfriend, faggot." And then one of the women sticks him with a fireplace poker and takes his gun. So he wasn't badass at all. He just looked badass. That's what he gets for being a homophobe. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
We can all agree on that.
Mm-hmm. So Vince starts blasting motherfuckers with his shotgun. Like, heads blow up, and, like, hearts are just blown out of the bodies. He's a total badass. And when I'll tell you what he's wearing later, but not yet. But it's even better when you realize what he's wearing.
I hope to God there's a top hat.
Then the dogs show up and start
That means
munching
yes.
at everyone. There, unfortunately, is no top hat. I was hoping you would just forget. A pack of dogs show up and start, like, eating all the people and stuff like that. Then the werewolf shows up. Oh yeah, the monster dog is actually just a werewolf, so I don't know why the movie's called Monster Dog. So he shows up and starts eating a guy, and then this film just like kind of fucking takes off in the action department all of a sudden. So the only people left is Alex Cooper and two chicks. So one of the women gets the car ready, and then Vince and the other follow her down. But like, and they get in the car and drive away. But, like, apparently they don't look in the back seat because the first girl is dead and the monster dog's in the back seat. And so he grabs Vince, and then the other girl, like, gets thrown out of the car. And, like she gets all disoriented. And, like, it turns out that, like, Vince kills the monster dog. Because he's fucking awesome. Except, like, and so they, like, get very close to, like, so now he's, like, he just killed the monster dog. And he goes to check on the blonde, or the.
I thought he was a monster dog.
Well, we're getting there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he does that, and then it turns out that he starts turning into a monster dog. But when they do a close-up of him, he looks like a retard monster dog. Like, he looks like a monster dog with Down syndrome.
So it's like one of my dogs.
Exactly. And then he's like, kill me now. I don't want to be a monster. Kill me now. And then, like, she obliges and she kills him. And then the movie ends with a rock and roll song and montage of better times in the movie. And that's Monster Dog featuring Alice Cooper and the guy who wrote Troll 2.
So, I gotta say, I'm really disappointed in myself because through all of that, I was waiting for the chance to sing "Hey Stupid," and I just didn't find it.
That's okay. That's more my fault.
That was the big one we left out.
I think we got most of them, though,
Yeah,
besides.
we did a good job.
Yeah.
Let's stop jerking each other off and continue.
All right, so that was Monster Dog. Thank you, Michael. Angus, you watched an animal-related movie.
I most certainly did. And if I didn't close out my notes, I'd be telling you about it.
Oh, okay. Well, wing. Just
All
go
right.
to IMDb and just base everything off of that. Or Wikipedia.
No, I got it.
I hope your movie had kangaroos. I'm so excited for kangaroos right now.
I told you what it had. It had monkeys and dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's
I just
ever
thought
seen
you were
it.
king-
The
Kangaroo
kangaroo
beer.
secret.
My son has a cup with a kangaroo on it. A tree kangaroo, to be specific.
What's a tree kangaroo?
Like a
I don't
possum?
know, they look funny. That no, not a possum.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
why I
not
said possum.
slang.
I was hoping you would ignore that.
Tree kangaroo sounds like a racist term for some reason to me. Oh, these
It's about
fucking
people from,
tree
like,
kangaroos everywhere.
Argentina or something.
Oh, there goes the neighborhood. A tree kangaroo moved in.
I bet they call him like a tree roo. Like, goddamn tree roos everywhere.
Tree roos.
Just fucking Australians are not good with their racism. Like, they don't know how to do it right.
She was pretty for a tree roo.
Tree-roo.
Okay, so the movie that I watched that involved monkeys and dogs is, well, I'll tell you how I got it. You guys knew the movie I was going to do. I sent it to you. Most Vertical Primate.
Vertical?
Most
That's what it
Vertical
actually
Primate
stands
was
for?
what I was going to
Okay.
do.
That movie
'Cause
has a sequel.
That is the sequel.
Yeah, you're
Wait.
watching the sequel.
What?
Yeah.
What is the sequel?
Most Vertical Primate, because the first one was like Most Valuable Primate, and then Vertical was the one where he skateboards, but I didn't do it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't. Okay.
Because I went to Big Lots and they had this cover, and I was like, holy shit, that's the one. And it was funny because you know how Big Lots is like $3 a movie?
Yeah.
This one was on clearance for $1.50.
Nice.
But not only that, it went clearance again to 75 cents.
I've gotten some Jean-Claude Van Damme movies that way.
So this movie stars Jean-Claude Van Damme.
What?
I'm kidding.
Dressed
I'm
up as a
Oh.
monkey.
Jesus, Angus.
And Dennis Rodman dressed up as a dog.
Oh my god. Double
And it's
Team
called Double
with
Team,
monkeys
but
and
animals.
dogs. That would, honestly, I would be all for that reboot. And they just
I would
voice
love it.
them.
And they have to title it that too. Double Team, but animals.
But animals, like in like parentheses.
Yeah, kind of like going back to Snakes on a Plane. You know, we haven't had a good like punchy, like straight to the point title.
So the funny thing is, like, this movie does involve wrestling because this Jack Russell is a wrestler in the movie.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, does he fight Big Show?
He
Sorry,
does.
getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. We'll keep it light right now. But
All right.
one of my
Just see what
favorite
happens.
one of the things I love about this movie though is it's not just Russell Madness. It's Air Bud presents Russell Madness.
Oh, that's so
Oh my
fucking
God.
weird.
So the fact that Air Bud is producing movies just weirds me the fuck out. Because now I'm pretending like he's like a Harvey Weinstein type.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no. So you think he like did something to this Jack Russell?
Yes! Dude, he knew the monkey had thumbs, so he made him jerk him off. Because he couldn't do it himself.
He's like, rub the balls, monkey. Rub the balls.
Air Bud's just a fucking sexual predator to other animals.
You know what's funny? Like, if I had known I knew you were watching this, but I ignored it for some reason. I would have, if I had known, I would have watched the movie called Spooky Buddies. So we were all watching like PG shitty movies.
Well, I thought that was the direction it was going to go, is everybody's going to pick, like, Air Bud Presents and
I should've.
fucking
Yeah.
these shit movies.
So you found this at Big Lots?
Yes.
Next to Most Valuable Vertical Primate?
Yes, it was 75
So like
cents.
I just pictured you picked up like most whatever MVP, but then right behind it was the Air Bud Presents, and you just like flung MVP and like hit somebody behind you, and you're like, "This is it!" and you rush to the register.
Like, I start fucking elbowing the guy next to me. Monkey and dog. They think I'm fucking retarded. Well, you know what's hilarious is the other movie I bought that day was Harry and the Hendersons, and I was like, ooh, I could probably do that too. Shit. Alright, so my movie begins with little Russell, like as a little puppy. He's explaining his backstory. He's in a pet store, and he's like, oh, I'm the dog, and I want to find a home one day. And then this little kid picks him up and is like, oh my god, this dog is the cutest. And there's like a whole bunch of other Jack Russells in there too, like his little puppies. But this kid picks him up, and just a fucking giant stream of piss comes out of the dog into the kid's mouth.
Waka waka.
Like, but that's kind of a disturbing scene when you think about it. A little kid's mouth being peed in.
Oh, the mouth?
Yeah, like it peed right in his mouth. Of a child. Like,
I hope TJ's movie has the little kid pee urine in it too.
did we all have it? Urine?
No. No pee in mine.
Damn it.
Aw, boo.
Alright, so all the other dogs get adopted, and there's like the two people who run the pet shop. There's like this black dude and this fat dude. And the black dude loves the little fucking dog, and the fat dude hates it. So now we cut to this family, and like they're arriving at this old building. They're coming from like San Diego or San Francisco or one of those sand places.
One of those queer places.
Yeah, wherever the fucking queers are is where they were at.
Surf ninjas and queers. That's all that's in San Francisco.
Surf ninjas and queers. I actually like both of those things. Now that, dude, Surf
Yeah.
Queers would be the greatest movie ever.
Oh my god, no. Surf queer ninjas.
Surf Queer Ninja.
What?
Dude, that could be us. There's 3 of us. There was 3 of
Could
them.
be us. We're not
surfers.
gay, as far as I know.
No, we're actors. We act.
We're actors. We're not that either.
Oh.
And I don't surf.
Well, whatever.
Surf
Or I guess
Queer
we're not
actor.
ninjas either.
Mike's wearing his dream shirt.
Dude, honestly, I would throw mine on right now to be a part of Surf Queer Ninjas.
Yeah, to where the 3 of us are lovers who surf and kick ass.
Oh, man. I feel like one of us would get jealous, though, because it's a
It
three-way.
would be me. It would be me.
It would. Michael would.
Yeah, it'd be me.
I mean, he's not a free love kind of guy.
I mean, you know, I like what I like.
I like 3 things: surfing, ninjas, and queers. And queering out.
So like,
I'm a
would you
simple
get
man.
more- would you get more jealous that Angus was giving me attention and not you, or that I was giving Angus attention and not you?
Ooh, that's
I
interesting.
actually don't believe I can think about this question right now. I don't know.
Who would make you more jealous, me or Angus? Who do you want more, Michael?
You can't think about it because it's making him too angry.
Yeah. It's like I'm so jealous right now.
Let me think about this till next episode.
All right. We'll give you 2 weeks.
I was gonna say, this isn't
Anyway,
your
ninjas.
theme. Why do we have to wait that long? Shite. All right, so this family, like, they go to this old building, and the father, it was his father, so the kid's grandfather's wrestling arena, and it's like kind of old and dilapidated at this point, and there's like a monkey on top of the building that nobody sees, and they start going through the building, and they're like, this was my grandpa saying he was just an old Guido. And it was decorated very old Guido-y too.
Nice.
Like somebody who was Guido rich. A lot of like just gold chairs and shit for no reason. Like just not good with money, those people.
I mean, if you have a talking monkey and a dog who flies or is a wrestler or whatever, yeah, I bet I'd have a gold
A
chair.
talking monkey and a dog who flies. I don't think he said either of those things.
Well, he's not wrong.
Oh,
You are 100% correct on both. But they didn't have the flying dog. They just had the talking monkey. His grandpa had a talking monkey. So in the grandfather's will, like, they could sell the place if the place could turn a profit within 1 year. And, like, that's all the dad wanted to do is, like, we're going to sell it and get this place out of our hair so we can go back to San Fran Diego, wherever we can be gay,
Wherever we can go surf.
surfing.
Surfing and queer.
Really hot guys.
I almost called them surf Nazis because I was thinking surf Nazis must die. I got that totally confused with, like, Surfing Kid movie. Which would be a great mashup. Alright, so now the little monkey is fucking with the family, like, stealing their shit. and
Like a
stuff.
horror movie?
I'm just thinking about queer Nazis now.
Queer Nazis. Oh
Because
my god.
they respect the Japanese culture, so it could be queer Nazis or ninjas even.
Queer. Dude, if that hasn't been done, somebody make that movie now.
Please.
Queer Nazi ninjas. So,
Tonight
like,
on QNN.
they got the red flag with a Nazi symbol, but it's like rainbow colors in the background of the flag. Like, is that the logo?
And a surfboard right down the middle.
The actual swastika itself is rainbow.
No, the swastika itself is surfboards.
Oh my god.
A surf sticka? I don't know.
Surfstika.
I'm just spitballing here. Alright, so now the little monkey is fucking with the family. Not in, like, a horror way. Just, like, stealing, like, some toys
Chasing them with
shit.
knives and, like, setting up traps.
Peeing in boys' mouths, all that little monkey stuff.
The monkey just holds down the boy and pisses in his mouth.
Dude, when they were filming this big movie, how many times do you think the monkey fucked that dog?
This was PG?
Dude, the monkey was...
No, not on camera. I just mean in general.
The monkey fucked that dog in revenge for Airbud fucking him. He took it out on a smaller dog.
Yes. Oh, man.
Alright, so we're back to the pet shop, right?
Whatever.
I just had a stroke, I'm sorry. We're at the pet shop, and now Russell is the only dog left, and he's much older. And the fat dude is like, oh shit, you're old enough now to go to the pound, and he was so excited about it. And now we switch back to the little kid. He finds this old book that looks like a Necronomicon.
That's such a weird movie.
But it turns out to be like just like his family's history of that building and stuff, and his father tells like the wrestling matches that were there and stuff, and they show like a flashback, and there's two announcers. One's like this old black dude, but then the other guy is Fred Willard, and he's dressed like JR from WWE.
The cowboy hat and everything?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Cowboy hat, all of it. He doesn't have like the stroke face, but
That would be two on the nose.
yeah. So there's that, and then like you see like some guy from the past like trying to go to Grandpa and buy the place from him, and this dude has like a blonde mullet with like an awesome goatee and sideburns, kind of
So
like
what
like
kind
a
of place is like a movie theater or like what are they?
no, it's like it's kind of like it's a small arena with with a wrestling ring in the middle, like maybe like a 400 seater something like that, like kind of small, but like.
Yeah.
It's an intimate one. But yeah, this guy with the mullet, he looks like kind of like a young, well, not young, because of who plays him, but like, his style is like a young Hulk Hogan, and it's John Ratzenberger, who is Cliff Clavin from fucking Cheers.
Russell, whatever, actually has names in it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, there's a couple. And Grandpa wouldn't sell, and then, like, he went broke and lost it all anyways, so he should have just fucking sold, fucking idiot. And then I guess now he's dead, because he wouldn't sell his business, because he's a fucking moron. Back to the pet store. The fat dude's excited to take the Russell to the pound, and then Russell jumps out of the fucking thing and drop kicks him. Like, right in the chest.
Yeah.
And runs away. Then the other employee, the black dude, it comes out and he's all sad and shit because he just put out this paperwork. He's like, I just adopted him! So he lost his dog before he even got a chance to take him home.
Oh.
The little girl, she sets up this trap to catch the monkey, which is like this old toy. And then, like, the monkey starts talking to her. And then she's like, oh my god, you talk! And then she's like, well, to keep this a secret... They have a tea party.
What?
Like, yeah, they have.
So she drowns the monkey and like beats up English people. Like, is that
No,
what
they
happens? Oh.
they are hardcore Republicans, and they throw this thing where they're trying to take over. No, Russell is now living behind the arena, and he finds like a steak bone, and then this fucking bulldog comes over and threatens him because he's hangry. Which honestly fucking infuriated me that they used that word.
Oh, so the dogs can talk too.
Yeah, the dogs talk, but the thing is, the dogs can talk to each other. The only, like, the monkey can speak human, because the monkey speaks 6 different languages.
That's so confusing.
But the dogs
That's a lot of
don't speak
languages.
English.
I can barely speak English, so that's amazing.
Yeah, it shows on the show. You can barely speak English.
Yeah.
So
We could have like a full episode of just Mike saying things wrong.
Russell's about to have his wrestling debut. Anyways, yeah, no, fuck. The monkey like has a giant shadow and he's yelling at the bulldog, scares the bulldog. The monkey and Russell become friendly. The monkey's name is Hunk. And like he's always wearing like a fucking like a jumpsuit, like an old like kind of like I don't know how to describe it, like a black boxing manager, but like a dude in like his 70s, you know, but he still looks like he's like 35.
Nice.
Like that's how he dresses. So they have their first fight night, and like the whole arena's dead. There's this crazy wrestler who just beats up everybody, and then they're like, "Oh my god, what do we do? He's not supposed to do this. He went off like script." So then Russell runs in because he's being chased by the bulldog, and then the wrestler grabs
Davey
Russell.
Boy Smith or an actual bulldog?
No, it's an actual bulldog.
Oh,
No,
jeez.
like
my picture was way better in my head.
yeah, the British bulldog like is chasing him. The wrestler grabs Russell, and then like because now he thinks that this is somebody that he's got to fight, and then Russell just pisses in his mouth.
Oh, jeez.
What?
Like very
This guy's just a
graphically, like
pisser.
right down his throat, and the guy never thinks to close his mouth. This movie is a lot of piss drinking. So, if you're into
That
that,
guy's gonna
you'll
have like a
this.
Me Too moment where he's just gonna be fired for I don't know what he's gonna be fired for, something with P.
Well, you guys heard about that movie Show Dogs, right?
No.
This was like this year. So there was this movie Show Dogs. It
Was that Will
basically
Arnett?
I don't know who was in it.
I think Will Arnett's in
I
it.
think, yeah, it's basically miscongeniality, but with dogs. Maybe you might argue Sandra Bullock is a dog, depending on it. Anyway, so it's miscongeniality, but with dogs. And so like this dog has to like infiltrate the dog show. But part of like dog shows, and they put this in the movie, part of the dog shows is they have to like examine the physicality of the dog, which includes checking their genitals.
Okay.
So this movie, this children's movie, had a scene where the dog, this like FBI dog, is trained for the moment where he or she is gonna have to have his genitals touched
God.
by like going in his mind to his happy
No.
place, so that he doesn't like, get freaked out by like these strangers touching him all up. They released it to theaters with this scene intact, and within like 1 week they had to cut it out.
That's so creepy.
Yeah, like how does that get to theaters?
Wait,
how does
hang
that
on.
get filmed?
How do I get a copy of it?
I don't understand. Like, what happened exactly?
Okay, so basically, it's a kids movie, right?
Yeah.
And it has a scene where so this dog is going to be in a dog show. This undercover FBI dog is
Yeah.
going to be in a dog show.
Right.
And part of dog shows is they have to like check their genitals, like
Right.
the judges.
Yeah.
And this
With
dog
their
is
mouths.
like, this dog naturally doesn't want to, have his or her genitals touched. So everyone comes around and says, "Oh, it's okay to have strangers touch your genitals. You just go to your happy place." And they train the dog to go to its happy place so that strangers can. Yeah. There you go.
Hearing it the second time is even more fucked up now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Seems so much darker the second time
I actually
around.
don't. I think it's funny. Like that would have totally been in like a '90s movie. So I think.
Oh, yeah, it would have
Yeah.
been kept in like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, absolutely
Now,
not.
but it made it to theaters like that, and then everyone watched it. It was like, no.
No, I bet like 10 people on Twitter got pissed off about it.
Yeah, everybody else is like, no, that's what you do. You go to your happy place, son.
Yeah.
As soon as they start touching your genitals. Just happy place. I'm just imagining it's like fucking Billy Madison, or not Billy Happy Gilmore. Like, it's like somebody dressed as Gene Simmons that you imagine touching your genitals. Oh, that's fucked up.
That is so fucked.
All right,
Anyway,
so
you were
this
sour
man's
about somebody's getting pissed in their mouth.
This man's getting piss in his mouth. So this is the second time. So I think Airbud has a little bit of a pee fetish.
Yeah, everybody's kinky. He's got to be dead by now, right?
No, Airbud lives on.
Oh yeah, he's in Hollywood, so he has all kinds of pills that will keep him alive for longer
Yeah,
than he
he
deserves.
eats like aborted fucking dog fetuses to
Puppies.
stay alive.
Oh.
The puppy stem cells.
Those sound adorable. All right, so then the dog like puts the man in a chokehold with his paws, which is just a hilarious sight.
That must, I was gonna say that must look just absolutely stupid.
It's ridiculous, but it's great. All right, so the family wants to keep him. The dad's pissed off because he's like, "Oh no, now we're a laughing stock." But turns out people were there recording it, so it became a giant viral video. And now like, Hunk saw Russell, and now he wants to train him. And Hunk calls the entire family to the ring, and he's like, "Oh my god," the father's like, "Oh my god, I remember you, Hunk, and I'm so sorry I abandoned you." He abandoned him in this place for like 20 years. So I don't know what
abandoned the talking monkey?
Yeah, he abandoned the talking monkey.
I would never abandon a talking monkey.
No, no one would.
Claim the fame right
Yeah,
there.
think about, like, this whole thing stems from their money woes. If you had a talking fucking monkey, I think you could... You guys had a door-to-door kangaroo man making money. Imagine talking monkey dude in door-to-door. Like, that's fucking... That's a
Yeah, I
gold
would give
mine.
the guy money. I'd be like, wow, that is legitimately a talking monkey. Here's some money.
And then the monkey pees in your mouth.
That costs extra.
You have to tip.
Well, that would be illegal. That's prostitution's wrong. So I would send the man to jail and take the monkeys for myself.
That's where you draw the line.
You sue the man for his monkey?
Your monkey peeing in people's mouths is unethical. I'm just gonna sue you for that monkey to be in my house at all times.
Definitely not peeing in my mouth every morning.
Oh, yeah. That's what they all say. All right, so now there's a training montage of...
A what? Exactly.
A what? The what?
Yeah, yeah, Michael, you might know that word.
So they're training Russell. Well, Hunk is training Russell to fight, and it's great because there's a song playing in the background the whole time going, WrestleMania! WrestleMania! And it doesn't stop, and then there's this, of course, like the shitty
Wait,
lyrics.
is there any wrestlers in this movie?
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
So what we go to next is there's a Royal Rumble happening.
Oh my god.
And it so happens that the guy who's beating everybody up is the Mummy. And the Mummy wins and throws everybody out. And now Russell comes in to wrestle the Mummy.
Okay.
And Russell's a good dog, so he wanted to shake hands before the match. But what happened was the Mummy doesn't play that well. The Mummy's kind of a jerk. He grabs the dog by his paws and starts spinning him around the ring and then throws him as hard as he can.
Oh no.
So now poor Russell's on the ground sad and hurt because they just fucking
I bet this
threw
movie
a
didn't
dog.
have an ASPCA seal on the end credits.
I don't think it did. I watched through. And the funny thing is, like, I watched this movie through, and then, like, the DVD fucking menu came up, and it just played for, like, 25 minutes while I was just doing other things on my phone. And during that, all you hear is, WrestleMania! So I had to hear that for 25 minutes. Not because I had to, more like I wanted to.
Yeah.
But Russell grabbed the fucking Mummy's thing and unbandaged him, and then Cliff Clavin now, he wants to go into business with them because he sees how famous it is. The dad's like, oh no, I can't do that because we're one match away from breaking even, then he can sell the place. But now there's a building inspector there, and this dumb bitch, like, she just keeps getting hurt everywhere she goes. Like, she just keeps grabbing, like, the shit that's...
Tommy boy.
Yeah, like, she'll grab, like, the fucking, the light switch, right, and just gets fucking electrocuted. She, like, looks at, like, a fucking, a thing for the sprinklers, you know, like, the fire sprinklers, and it just pours sludge all over her fucking face. So it basically looks like she did a...
gold right there.
it looked like she did a
Bringing
bukkake
the
scene.
yucks.
Like, for the rest of it, because she's just covered in this shit. Now what? They can't put on any more shows now because they can't afford the maintenance, so the dad goes and makes a deal with Cliff. Now they pass inspection, their first match, and then the pet shop guy sees Russell on YouTube, and now there's another montage of a publicity tour with Russell, and during the whole time they're playing the song Russellmaniac, Russellmaniac. So
I wanna be a
Russellmaniac. Be
Have
good
fun with my monkeys and dogs.
Oh, that's so good. I love it. Like 4% of people in the world will ever get that. That's a high percentage. I take that down. It's like 0.09. All right.
No, people know Hulk Hogan had an album.
No, I talked to people about the fucking Macho Man album, and they're like, "What? Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was in Spider-Man." Favorite thing ever. It's one of my favorite lyrics in a rap song ever. I love TJ's laugh.
Yeah.
All right, so now there's a big fight between Russell and Cliff's biggest guy named the Hammer.
Ooh.
And Mike might get this, but it's John Morrison.
Mm,
Do you know who that is?
probably if I saw a picture of him, but no.
Well,
No,
he was
not
like
like
that guy from like 4 or 5 years
Doors?
ago on WWE. Like he dressed like he wore like this coat and like sunglasses, and he had the long hair. And his whole thing
Nope.
was like he would like not like take pictures with people because he was too
He
much
would,
of a
he
celebrity.
would not take pictures of people?
Yeah, like people would take pictures. Like they had a guy come out and take pictures of him while he was walking down to the ring, and he just acted too big for it.
That's all. And now, that's
If
what
you
he
looked
gets.
him up-
Now he's in a dog movie.
If you looked him up, you would know him. Anyways,
Okay.
Cliff is telling him to take a dive, and then Hunk saw all this and was like, "Oh, this is all bullshit." The match begins. It's going good. Russell knocks the guy down, but then the Hammer, John Morrison, pulls out a dog whistle and starts doing it, and then he's hurting Russell. Russell's on the ground
Oh,
crying.
Johnny Nitro. Fuck yeah. I love Johnny Nitro.
Johnny. Oh, that's who it is, Johnny Nitro.
Yeah, that's who it is, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I couldn't remember his fucking like wrestling name like
Yeah,
for
yeah.
WWE. Yeah, he was terrible.
He was terrible, yeah.
It was one of the worst gimmicks. Like, and it was like 10 years too late.
Yeah.
So yeah, he pulls out a dog whistle, hurts Russell, and then beats him. The Hammer pins him. I say. The Hammer tells Cliff that they can make more money now because they could do a rematch. And then the father heard about this in the dive, and he's all pissed off, and he wants out. But they signed a contract, and he sold Russell to the Cliff, and it was in small print. And the way that Cliff shows him that small print is he's like, "Here," and he gives him a magnifying glass, and he's like, "Oh, you son of a gun, you tricked me." So
I was
now-
hoping he'd turn into like Alice Cooper in the Sherlock Holmes.
The pet store guys.
Hey, stupid. Read the fine print.
Oh, that was,
There, I'm happy now.
That was
that's
so
gonna be edited
shoehorned.
out. That was terrible. Boo.
I think I'm just gonna stop doing my review.
We're done.
Okay. We'll take
No.
a break and
Okay,
it's my
the
turn.
pet store guy saw this whole thing on YouTube that Cliff now owns Russell because there was a contract and all that shit, and he owned the arena, and now the pet store guy runs to the arena to tell them like, "Hey, I got the paperwork. I own him, not that guy." The son and the monkey run away to save Russell. The pet store guy like signed over the dog to the family. And now Cliff, he still has money on the building, so he offers them the building for the dog, and they turn it down. And then Russell tells Hunk that he wants a rematch for everything. So then Hunk tells the humans about it, and they accept the challenge, but it has to be a tag team, and it has to happen at that family arena. So it's Russell versus the Hammer, and then the Hammer's partner looks like a jacked Jake Busey. And I tried looking him up. He's not a real wrestler or anything. He's just been in some shitty movies, but he looks like buff Jake Busey. And then Russell's partner was supposed to be the dad, but the dad was running late, so it became the little boy. And they're fighting and stuff, and as you can guess, Russell and the little boy win, and they get the dog, and they get to keep the place, and they're gonna continue running wrestling matches out of there. And that is Russell Madness.
That movie needed way more talking monkey.
Dude,
Right?
hold on. I still got other things to talk about later,
Okay.
remember?
I feel you.
Okay.
I feel you. All right.
It's a Carnival Magic repeat. That movie didn't have enough talking monkey.
I'll take your word on that one.
It's a
I don't
Mystery
know what
Science
that is.
Theater one.
Oh,
from
that,
the new
yeah.
Mystery Science Theater. Yeah, they had a. All right, so I didn't watch a movie. I read a book.
What?
No, I watched. I watched a movie.
Son of a bitch.
We always transition the same way. I thought I'd just punch it up a little. I watched this from 2004. It's Funky Monkey.
Yes!
Um,
Oh, fuck. Can I say
A couple-
something?
yeah.
Like, we used to see that cover all the time at, like, Blockbuster or Hollywood, and we would always talk about
Yeah.
renting it and never fucking
were-
did.
Cruising Blockbuster every twice a week in 2004, and this movie was always there, and we always laughed at it like that and Debs,
I think
and we
we were
never
just
got either of them.
we were just too embarrassed to check it out in front of Hellsby.
Oh yeah,
Remember, he worked at the block?
yeah. This British kid we knew worked there, and we just I don't know. We were weirdly awkward in front of him because we made up these grand imaginings about him behind his back. Instead of talking shit about his back behind his back, we basically made him into this legend.
Like, he
for
was a
no
god!
reason. Yeah.
Did you ever tell him about this?
No!
No, we couldn't.
yeah.
It was talking to him was like talking to a girl. It was impossible.
It was funny because, I talked to his sister more, who, I actually had, a crush on, even though she smelled like shit. But, she was hot, dude. She was, fucking kind of, punky, gothy, and British, and big tits. But I was still more embarrassed by him. I was like, hey, how's it going? And, would look
I
down
think
at the floor.
We all hit up his sister. We
Yeah.
all, but she was, really, kind of bitchy.
She was so bitchy. And, he was just such the polar opposite that we were in love with him. Because it was,
Yeah.
all the good qualities of her looks, but his great qualities as a person. Hellsby, if you're out there, man, fucking call me, buddy. I'll give you my number. I missed you.
Because you already have his sister's number, but you don't want to talk to her.
No, I don't want to have to go through her to get to him.
So a couple quick fun facts about this movie. It had a $30 million budget because they wanted to...
What?
Yeah.
I almost spit my beer.
Because of money laundering, apparently. What the hell?
Yeah. They the Wikipedia said that they wanted to give it a theatrical release, but it had such bad previews that they just went direct to DVD.
How the fuck 30 mil...
They didn't want to distribute it.
This is the Room of monkey movies. Where the fuck did they put that money?
I don't know where the money went because pretty much nobody's in it, and there's no real it might have gone with the licensing of the songs because it opens up with a Limp Bizkit song.
Which song?
I did it all for the monkey.
You're no, fuck you. You're lying. You're fucking
Of
lying.
course I'm lying.
Oh, god damn it.
Did it all for the monkey.
Dude, you got me, man. Fuck.
It's directed by a guy whose name I didn't bother writing down after I saw that according to Wikipedia, he's a stand-up comedian best known for his Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonations.
Oh my god, did you look him up?
Is it
I did look him up. I didn't write
Pablo
his name down.
Francisco?
No.
Didn't he used to do that?
Yeah, he had great ones, yeah.
Well,
It was not that. Okay, so it stars Matthew Modine. The villain is Taylor Negron. He's in a lot of stuff. He's in I was just quick looking him up. He's in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He's in a Rodney Dangerfield movie.
which
But
Rodney
most im-
Dangerfield?
Most importantly, he's in
Wait,
Easy
no.
Money.
Which Rodney Dangerfield movie?
Easy Money.
Oh, okay.
Most importantly, he is in Biodome.
Who is he in Biodome?
He's whatever he was to Pauly Shore, his stepdad or whatever, who just sat around eating chips the whole movie.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him. He's
Oh, yes. Not, like,
yeah.
well, his girlfriend's dad, like, they weren't, it wasn't
Yeah,
step or
exactly.
anything.
Yeah,
okay, I
whatever
remember him. He was
in it.
awesome.
Yeah, so he's the villain in this movie.
Great.
Jeffrey Tambor shows up.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
I'll get to the. There's a couple others. I'll
I
get
see
to it.
where the budget went.
I'm starting to get the budget.
And Roma Downey is in it. If you don't, the name's vaguely familiar, but you can't pin it down. She was Monica in Touched by an Angel.
I've never been touched by an angel, so I don't know.
Oh well, it was a popular show. She's apparently one of the most powerful women in Hollywood. She's
I was touched by an
airbud. She runs like MGM's Faith division. So anyway,
space or face?
The Final Frontier.
Faith.
Oh, I thought you said space division.
I thought you said
like,
space too.
Yes, yeah, MGM. She does all the moon productions for them.
I was like, you got your Horizon event sold.
Okay, so the movie opens not with a Limp Bizkit song, and it's you see like the outside of this lab at night, and it's Zoology International Technology, and immediately you know that spells out ZIT, Z-I-T. If you didn't catch it, and within 5 minutes they're gonna start calling the company ZIT. So Matthew Modine and like this short guy are like beating up guards and stuff and infiltrating the facility, and they get into this like Mission Impossible laser room where they have to come down on the wires.
Is this short guy anybody, or are you not telling us? Because I'm just imagining the
short guy is the fucking monkey, or actually a chimp.
Oh, okay.
And so he's there by the lasers, but oh no, the guy whose office it was or whatever left a banana on the desk, and the chimp goes bananas for it, and he flips around and like he sets off all the laser alarms and everything.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
My movie, it wasn't one of the ones I was saving, but every like 30 seconds, my monkey has to talk about goddamn bananas. In some form of way, like it always comes back to bananas.
Well, thankfully, this was the only banana gag in my movie. Although the entire opening is completely
that was
blue,
enraging,
which was weird.
I couldn't stand the banana jokes.
So then they get in a fight. This chimp is in a ninja outfit, which I thought was great.
Yes. Was he from San Diego?
Nazi queer.
Yeah, Nazi queer ninja monkey.
He was, yes. About this time, I was like, how long is this shit? This movie's a full-fledged 90 minutes, by the way.
Okay, mine was too.
Mine was an hour and 27. So.
So it turns out that this so Mike had like the adult movie, and it was the shortest.
Yeah.
That is weird when you think about it.
So what happens is that the chimp is an experiment to make like a weaponized monkey or chimp. They keep saying like monkey, but it's a chimp. And Matthew Modine was hired just basically to train him and make sure everything was good to go. And so Matthew Modine, he says goodbye to the chimp. And
goodbye, chimp.
Like, yeah, but he kind of feels bad. Like he's hired to weaponize a chimp, but then he like kind of like goes back on it. But he takes the money, and he just has to say goodbye before he goes. And there's these two dudes there are like bullying him for liking the chimp, and they make like a bunch of jokes about like, how he fell in love with the chimp or some shit.
I bet it peed in your mouth or something. Is that why you're in love?
You fucking chimp lover.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like a chimp. Boo-hoo, you gotta say goodbye. So Matthew Modine leaves, but then he comes back. He like drives a motorcycle through the window, and then like busts open the door and gets the dudes, like knocks out the dudes, and then like him and the chimp escape on the motorcycle.
It would have been awesome if like all your money, your budget went to that scene of him driving the motorcycle, and it was just Bat Out of Hell playing.
Yes.
That's what they spent it on.
Monkey out of hell. To get Meatloaf to re-sing it as Monkey out of hell. Like a monkey out of hell, I'll be gone when the morning comes.
When the banana's gone.
He reworks all the lyrics to be about the movie.
It's Weird Al doing Meatloaf.
So I don't know if it was just like the copy I got, or because they were gonna go theatrical and then decided to do direct to DVD, and it was still early days. So it was like, well, not early, but it's 2004 when like there were still full screen releases. But the movie is shot like it's a really bad full frame transfer. Like everything is like too close, or like everything's slightly off center.
Well, they had to cut the movie when they had that scene where the people were checking the monkey's genitals.
Yep, and all the mouth pissing. In 2004, it wasn't gonna fly. It was a bad year, with what's his name? Yeah.
Good. Yep.
We all like fucking King of the
Was
Hill.
there a
That
big mouth here,
yep.
like in 2004? Like, what the hell? Was there an epidemic?
The rapper, what's his name? I can't remember.
Luda.
No, it was,
No, Luda.
wasn't Jay-Z.
Was it Nelly or R.
Famous.
Kelly? I couldn't remember. I
R.
could only remember
Kelly.
the Ellie.
There you go.
I remember
Piss
the
on
Ellie,
you,
but not
piss on you. Yeah.
I hope we get sued by whoever rapper we just named.
all of the ones who didn't do it.
Yeah.
I hope we get sued by Mortis.
I don't dress up.
I am not
That's
a
slander.
troll.
I'm a goblin. Oh, Morty.
Morty.
So next we meet Roma Downey and her kid. Her kid is like on his bike going to school, and then he gets bullied by dudes on motor scooters. They like push their motor scooters into his bike and knock him over. Like, right? Yeah, 4 dudes on motor scooters, but they're all wearing helmets like nerds on their motor scooters.
Like, how old are they?
Well,
13.
the kid is like 12 and the dudes are like 18.
See, I was imagining like 43-year-old men like fucking with this kid. I don't know why.
Oh no, that happens, but not yet. Tim Allen is sort of on the nose because it's a bunch of bikers, and Tim Allen was in that Wild Hogs movie. So the Wild Hogs go after the kid. So next we cut to all the kids are in PE, and I'm just gonna call the kid because I don't care. So he's doing push-ups, staring at chicks, and like there's a girl that he likes, and he goes over and starts talking to her, and she's kind of into him, but then like the motor scooter bullies give him a wedgie.
On the motor scooters?
No. They're also they're the football players. And then Coach Jeffrey Tambor breaks it up, and has like a little chat with the kid, like, why are you such a little shit? Then we cut back to Matthew Modine and the chimp, and he's decided that he's gonna hide him away at Safari Mountain Zoo, which is just a zoo. And he's there with his buddy who runs it, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna love it. There's plenty of female chimps here." So it's kind of like, like, haha, yep.
I'm gonna pee in all their mouths.
So Modine leaves, but they put the chimp in a cage, and they say they're gonna have to keep him in the cage just for a minute, just so or a little bit to quarantine him before he goes in with all the other chimps, to make sure that he doesn't have any like sicknesses or like any so he doesn't get sick and they don't get sick basically. But the chimp's not having any of that, so he busts out and then kicks the dude in the nuts. And then there's this huge riot in the zoo because this chimp, and like the chimp just like, there's people like sitting eating lunch, and the chimp just kind of like slowly walks up with his arms up, and they go, "Ah!" and like throw their fucking food on the ground and run away.
I'm picturing the scene from the Raid 2 where there's the riot, but it's a fucking monkey instead. Like he's the one playing Rama as the monkey.
So the kid happens to be at the zoo at the time, and all the people running out. Modine hasn't left yet, so like he runs back in, and then like Matthew Modine. I keep
forgetting Matthew Modine's in this movie.
Yeah,
even though he said it 48 times.
Yeah, every time he says it, I'm like, what?
Matthew Modine and the kid and the chimp, they all meet together at the zoo. And then, like, Matthew Modine's kind of like, somehow this conversation comes up with him and the kid that, like, he needs a place to stay.
Oh, no.
You know what? what 40-year-old man isn't telling a 12-year-old he met at the zoo his problems? Like the whole movie, I was like, okay, this is like a thing that kids movies do, is where there's like an adult, you know, and then a 12-year-old kid, and you know. But I was like, their basis of relationship is so tenuous and creepy.
Just go to your happy place, kid.
Just do it.
Just go to your happy place.
You met at the zoo who has an interesting pet, wants to live with you.
I think we should all share our happy place at the end of this episode. It's a really good moment at the end.
Okay,
I actually like that idea.
I have a happy place. I basically imagine myself kind of laying in a tent, and I kind of like, you know, my feet are up and I look out over my feet out the tent.
Really close to mine too.
Usually the tent is kind of like on like not like a barge, but just like a little flatboat, and I'm like floating down a river. But sometimes I'll like
fucking tent.
Like I'm in a tent. I don't know why I put it on a boat, but I'm on it. Like I'm covered basically, and I'm looking out, and then I can see the river going by and the banks. But sometimes I'll move the tent. So like sometimes I'll be like on a snowy landscape with a fire outside the tent, or like I'm on the edge of a lake. Like I'll move the tent around.
Okay. Well, I guess since we're talking about tents, my happy place is also in a tent. It's like waking up super early, like kind of like a North Carolina morning where there's like dew all over the place. And like, I don't know what it's called. It's like fog. I guess it's fog. I don't know. It's like...
yeah, it would be fog.
Yeah, it's like fog. There's fog everywhere.
It ain't smoke.
And I know you guys will never believe this, but
it could be mist.
I'm sucking on very beautiful feet. But there's no woman to be around. There's only feet. While I'm looking out at this beautiful splendor and fog and dew everywhere.
This is where you sound like a serial killer. Like you're just sucking severed feet.
Dr. Seuss
they're
wrote a
not
book
severed.
about that.
They're not severed. I don't know where they come from or where they go. It's just my happy place, all right?
What color are they?
Oh, they're white now.
No.
I'm going to get you a copy of Dr. Seuss's The Foot Book.
Does Dr. Seuss write a foot book?
Yeah, it's like left foot, right foot, red foot, blue foot, feet. Oh, how many feet you need?
What are you talking about? I'm going to buy it right now.
I was going to say, you gave Mike the biggest erection ever just now.
I mean, they're mostly weird, furry, fuzzy Dr. Seuss creatures, not beautiful women.
Whatever, I can imagine my own.
Big feet, small feet, dry feet, wet feet, low feet, high feet.
Wet feet.
Oh, how many feet you meet.
I don't like dry feet, but everything else is cool.
I want Ludacris to read me that book.
Dude,
Angus,
Luda as Dr. Seuss would be great. Fuck Mike Myers. It should have been Luda.
That would be great.
Angus, do you have a happy tent place?
Well, my happy place when I go to it is usually I'm like on all fours, and these people who are judging like a contest are checking my genitals. And then that's my happy place.
All right.
I think I broke Mike.
Yeah.
That's the second one tonight.
That's such a great happy place.
Mike's going to change his up.
I don't think I've ever imagined Angus naked until this second.
You've seen him naked.
I know, but I've never imagined him naked. It's different.
That's honestly my favorite cliffhanger from this show ever.
You've
seen him naked, and we're not gonna elaborate on it.
For the episode picture, can we get you to get naked on your fours? I want to see this as a Facebook.
Absolutely.
What, you want that to be the Facebook promo for the episode?
Yes.
They have rules against that.
Oh, I would do it in a heartbeat. Dude, for Mike's birthday a couple years, I sent him a happy birthday with just me naked holding a sign that said "Happy Birthday, Mike" over my dick.
That's great. That's great.
Well, before this gets any more personal, so Matthew Modine and the kid.
We're talking about movies.
Yeah, they meet up with
fucking around.
Roma Downey, because she has a mother-in-law house behind her house that she's renting out. So Matthew Modine's gonna stay there now with his chimp, but she doesn't know he has a pet, not yet. And while they're talking,
I like that
these
you rhymed.
skateboarders, these skateboarders steal a purse. And so Matthew Modine chases them down, and like he gets another skateboard.
Oh my god!
So he's on a skateboard chasing these other kids on like skateboards who are purse snatchers, and then there's this huge fight with him like through like a little outdoor cafe, and you know skateboard antics with Matthew Modine, and it was awesome. And then it was also not in real life on the news, but in the movie on the news, and then like the head of Zit, Taylor Negron, sees it, so he sees sends the two guys who had been bullying Matthew Modine out to California to find him and the chimp. And then there's a lot of like Matthew Modine and the kid just driving around together with the chimp. So the kid at one point, because he's been trying to get this chick, he asked Matthew Modine for woman help, and Matthew Modine's kind of like just saying like, "Hey, be yourself," and then the chimp blasts gangster rap. So he just blasts the radio in the midst of Matthew Modine talking. Later back,
what kind
like,
of rap?
Like, later back when they're on the field, the kid gets the date by spitting mystical at the girl.
You're kidding. Was it really mystical?
It's not.
Fuck, man, you keep fooling me. I'm like, holy shit,
you keep lying to us, and I don't like it.
Mystical?
I've got at least 2 more of those.
God damn it, I'm so mad.
So, anyways, at a park, and the kid basically just normal asks her out on a date. She's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go away with my friends now who think you're a nerd. Bye." And then, now that they're hanging out, and then, what happens is basically the kid wants to, he made this deal with Jeffrey Tambor that he's going to tutor the football players if he can have a helmet and sit on the sidelines and kind of like pretend to be part of the football team. That's how he gets the girl.
Just the term "have the helmet" just made me giggle.
But he actually kind of wants to learn some football, and Matthew Modine's teaching him. And then in the midst of this, he's like, playing catch with the chimp, but the ball goes wild and like knocks into some bikers, and so the wild hogs get angry about that, and then there's this huge fight. Like Matthew Modine shows up and like tells the kid to run away, and so Matthew Modine and the chimp fight off a gang of bikers who want to kick this kid's ass over through like a playground, all over through the park, and then like at one point the 2 of the bikers get on swings, and the monkey pushes them so that they swing over the top of the swing set repeatedly until they're all tangled up in there.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then yeah.
Can I tell us like a quick story, like an aside story?
About
you were just talking about
swung over the swings.
When you were talking about the wild hogs. That reminded me of something really fucked up. Like 5 years ago, I smoked K2 for the first time.
What?
Do you guys remember that shit?
Yeah.
Where it was like
I don't remember you doing it, but yeah.
It was like the legal weed at the time, and like I think it's banned now, right?
No, it's still legal. I mean,
is it? I don't see it anywhere.
Was that with like that Mr. Nice Guy stuff?
Yes. Or? Well, that's the actual one I had was Mr. Nice Guy. And
okay.
Yeah, this was at my mom's house, and I smoked it thinking it would just be like regular shit, and like I had a bowl of it, and all of a sudden I had like the fucking worst freak out of my life. I thought I was dying. I was like, oh my god, this is the end, and I'm like crying and shit. And my mom had to like grab me and take me to my mom's a nurse.
Take you to what?
So she's seen this shit before. She had to throw me on the couch and like make sure I was okay. And do you know what she put on Wild Hogs to calm me down?
I thought she peed in your mouth. I thought
no. So anyway, she like got over me, pissed in my mouth, and then put on Wild Hogs, and I was as calm as could be.
Oh, wow.
No, but seriously, Wild Hogs saved my life, technically.
Dude, you gotta tell Tim Allen this. He would love to.
Yes.
He would love to hear this.
The thing is, they were supposed to do the fucking sequel, and I was like, well, what fucking crazy drug am I gonna do to watch that movie to calm me fucking down?
DMT. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a true story. That movie like basically brought me down from the worst high I've ever had in my life.
Amazing.
That should be just on the IMDb trivia. You can put whatever shit you want
Yeah.
up there.
It was it was around the point where Ray Liotta showed up, and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna be okay.
No one's ever said that before.
So when Matthew Modine left Zit, he stole a disc, but like he's completely computer illiterate, and so is the chimp. That's something they said in the movie. So he needs help hacking this disc that he stole, and for just some reason, Roma Downey knows how to do that. And then in the midst of this, we have like a montage of the kid and the chimp are best friends now. So like they eat ice cream together, and like the monkey licks the
Lieutenant
kid.
Dan! Ice cream!
Yes. Yeah. They play Twister together. They play
They
Donkey
pee in
Kong
each other's
together.
mouths.
But they do
Lieutenant
play
Dan
with
really
water
sucks
pistols.
at Twister.
They blast music, and they both pretend to be Tom Cruise in Risky Business.
Wait, wait, were they in underwear?
They're in underwear and the shirts, yeah. Sliding around.
Whoa.
I like it.
I like it too.
I like it a little too much.
And then there's a scene where when Matthew Modine is teaching the kid football on the beach, and they cut to the chimp, and the chimp's like lounging around, and he's getting pet by these chicks, and you would think like the joke would be like they'd be like super hot chicks, but they're not. I mean, maybe they were meant to be, but they are like total fours. I was like, yeah. I was like, well, you couldn't.
Wait, are you rating monkeys as are you rating the monkeys?
No, they're women.
Oh, okay.
Dude, these monkeys were total fours.
Bro. I thought they'd be tens because it's California. No, I thought it'd be a California dime monkey.
I couldn't imagine those hairy knuckles jerking me off. It's so fucking gross.
Yeah. You can't get over a 5 if you don't shave. Then there's a bunch of like the Zit bullies looking for the chimp, and at first they get to California and like they just dress stupid like in Hawaiian party shirts, and they like go.
Wait,
on
what?
roller
That's not
coasters and stuff.
stupid. We do
They go
that
on
every
roller
weekend.
coasters, and they go and hang out at the beach. But finally they track
surf.
down. Disturbed? What?
I said they surf.
No, they didn't. But one
I
guy
heard
was wearing a
Disturbed too.
Speedo. But they track down where the chimp and Matthew Modine are staying, and just the chimp is home. And they decide to leave a note under the door.
It said,
Basically
"Ooh,
to-
ah!"
Yes. Ooh, ooh. And this, it's not funny in telling it, but I actually laughed watching it because I'm a moron. But like they slide the note under the door, and then the chimp comes over and they're like, ooh, ooh, and then like just slides it back under the door, and the guys are like, what the fuck? And then they slide it back again, and then the chimp slides it back again, and then they get really angry, like push it really far, and then the chimp sets it on fire and slides it back again.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
I'm laughing now because I remember it. But yeah. And then those two bullies, they catch on fire, and then they die. Like it was totally out of nowhere. Like their flesh is melting down. And that part didn't happen. What they do instead is hire the Chow brothers. So they include. So I told you there was like 2 more. They include some Asians into their like Asian hitmen to help them track down the chimp and the monkey. And what they do is like the kid is going to his mom's throwing this haunted house event.
Hey, there's Jack Russell.
It wouldn't be an animal episode without that.
Yeah, brother.
So many. And so
My dog
they
just
follow the
ruined
kid
everything.
to this big haunted house event, and first we see like the girls go through, and like the football dudes are like the cast for the haunted house. They're dressed as werewolves, and the girls go by and the dudes jump out and are like, "Ha!" and scare them.
I'm Alice Cooper.
Yeah, and they get mad, and I was like, why the hell are they mad at the cast of the haunted house for jumping out and scaring them in the haunted house? I that was my least favorite part of this movie. So the kid goes in with the chimp, and then while he's in the haunted house, he ends up going down like the wrong way, and the chows jump out at him, and then there's like this big like fight with the chimp and the kid, and they're trying to capture them, and it spills out into the lobby of the this, because it's like a big like mansion kind of place, and it spills out into the lobby, and kind of like the club scene from Ninja Turtles 2, but without Vanilla Ice. And everybody's like watching it like, oh, this is really cool. This is really cool. And then like Matthew Modine jumps in and starts fighting too. And a bunch of dudes get kicked off the balcony, which was great.
That's a semi-railing kill.
Yeah. They don't die, but they get disposed of.
It's still the PG version of a railing kill.
Yeah, PG version of railing kill. So this scene was great for me too. And then we go back to the house, and Roma finds out that Zit created an ad for Super Simian Soldiers, and it shows a chimp in a commando outfit, and Taylor Negron is basically talking about how he's going to create disposable army of chimps. So now
is this how Planet of the Apes started?
Yeah, the chimp is alone in his little house now, and Taylor Negron and the Chows show up, and they just have they knock on the door, and then they have a cage with a chimp and a tutu in it. So the chimp was like, oh, and he comes out, and they capture him, and they capture the boy too, and they go to the lab with this guy called Dr. Spleen, and
Spleen?
He has the Dr. Spleen, like the organ, and they have the chimp tied down.
Remember my spleen?
You got it removed?
What? No, fucking the torrent site.
No.
It was like the very first one, like in 2003.
No, because you're the one that introduced us to torrent thing. We had no idea about it.
Yeah, the first one was called My Spleen, and it was funny because my ex didn't have a spleen; she had it removed. So I would always joke about that website to her. Like, oh yeah, I still have my spleen, cunt.
See, no hard feelings there.
But yeah, that was like the first torrent site. That's how I got Stella.
I don't know what to say. So Dr. Spleen has the monkey. And he starts talking about breast implants and how he's going to have to give the monkey a full body waxing before he puts the implants in. And Taylor Negron's like, hey, enough of that shit.
No, they're giving the monkey tits.
Dr. Spleen is talking about it until till Taylor Negron tells him cut that shit out and just do what you came for.
That is certainly a funky monkey once it has tits.
And they put a funky monkey. They put the kid in a big monkey kennel with all these different apes and everything. And Matthew Modine rescues him in there and then frees all the apes. So this ape army invades the lab.
Wait, were these giant apes or just little ones?
No, like orangutans and capuchins and stuff like that.
See, I was thinking fucking giant apes. I was like, that's horribly dangerous to put a child in that situation.
No.
Maybe
so they invade the lab.
Is that the budget?
Yeah, the budget went into training these gorillas not to kill everyone.
Not to fucking decapitate a child.
So anyway, they invade the lab and all the good guys gets away. And then we get to the final, the football game, and the kid, gets the girl and he's going to get to play football. But then the Zit guys show up and they go on the field pretending to be players, and one of them pretends to be a ref. And then, they start playing dirty. There's a face mask grab, which I'm like, okay, well, I guess he's pretending to be a ref. That's why he didn't get called. So now the chimp goes in. And the chimp starts pegging people with the ball and getting touchdowns. And then finally at the end, the kid scores the winning touchdown. And then it says that he went on to sell shoes for the rest of his life. That's the last one. Anyway, so now like the Zit guys lose the game, and Matthew Modine plays the Super Simian Soldier video on the Jumbotron with the Zit guys right there, and then the police just show up because of all the antics, and all the Zit guys go to jail, and everybody's happily ever after, and that is Funky Monkey.
All right.
It's kind of funky.
Funky Monkey.
Yep.
All right, so those are our 3 movies. Now it's time to move on to our next segment where we tell the best part of our movies in our segment, best bullet points. So, Mike, you've already pretty much sold it, but can you top what you have? Is there anything you haven't already told us yet?
Yeah, I'm not sure there's a topper, but there is a little extra frosting everywhere. So.
Ronnie James Dio.
So, my selling point starts with my favorite thing in cinema, a montage.
Mantage.
Mantage.
It's
Gonna
about
need a
them just
montage.
hanging around town with cool, weird, synth song playing, but then it morphs into them shooting their next video, which is really cool. Not as cool as the first video, but still pretty cool. It's basically, this one is Alice Cooper looking like Vampire Danzig, singing about the monster in the mirror while he's holding a very small mirror in his hand.
So he basically ripped off his own song about Jason Voorhees.
Totally, absolutely. So this one and the first one are all original songs for the film, which is cool. While they're filming, the pretty girl freaks out because a dead body falls all over her, and that's pretty metal to randomly happen during a video shoot.
That's a Korn song.
Is it?
Dead bodies everywhere.
I don't know that one. And so after that happens, the pretty girl kind of walks away into the woods, and everyone freaks out because she's pretty. And I don't think if one of the non-pretty ones did that, I don't think anybody would freak out as much.
Nobody's freaking out over a 4.
Yeah. So this is when her and Alice Cooper left the house when the house was invaded by locals. So now Vampire Danzig Alice Cooper is running around with a shotgun looking for a pretty woman in the wedding dress in a desert. And that's pretty much my selling point, because it's fucking awesome.
Is he just doing it because she reminds him of his mother?
That was the best. That's my favorite. When Alice Cooper finds her, she has this dead dude's blood over her face and her white gloves. It's very hot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's just pretty much 5 minutes of Vampire Danzig Alice Cooper with a shotgun and the bride hanging out in the desert. So that's why I wanted to talk about it. That's my selling point.
So hold on. When you said the Danzig thing earlier, it was just because he looked like Danzig? Danzig isn't actually in it?
Yeah.
You said Danzig was in it.
Danzig is totally not in it.
I totally heard Danzig was in it.
Yeah. I know. No, it wasn't. It was not in it.
Yeah, no.
I can see the confusion. So that's my selling point. Angus, what is your selling point?
It's funny because all my selling points are about the monkey.
Or about Danzig?
All right.
Dio?
So the monkey's real name in real life is Danzig Cooper. Nah, fuck, I can't do it. Mortis. I can't. Yeah. Anyways, the monkey. Yeah. Badass monkey. Love this monkey. He has different costumes all the time. But they're always wrestling manager costumes.
Fuck yeah.
And he's got little hats and shit.
Yes.
But there's parts during the montages where he's training Russell, and every time he's doing it, he's riding on a scooter, an electric scooter. So there's a monkey on an electric scooter.
Nice.
Awesome. There's parts where the movie gets really sweet, and there's monkey puppy hugs, which is the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life, is a monkey hugging a puppy.
Oh.
I want that, I'm gonna go back and rewatch it just so I can take a picture and make that my background, is that monkey hugging the dog.
That must be one of our, all-time best selling points, too.
The monkey, I didn't mention this, but the monkey is voiced by Will Sasso.
That's a fat guy from Fox TV's Mad TV thing?
Yes, people would just call it Mad TV, not Fox's Mad TV
Fox's Mad TV?
Sounds like I'm sponsored by Fox.
Honestly, I think if any station was to fucking pick up this show, it would be them.
Yeah.
How racist you sound sometimes.
What? I don't ridiculous.
Again, our listeners might not know because we cut like 30% of what Mike says out.
That sounds bad.
I like that you're being generous, saying 30.
Let's move on to TJ's. So,
Hold on, I have one more about that
my
monkey.
bad. All right.
This monkey is the same monkey that watched Shannon Elizabeth masturbate with Blink 182 from Apple American Pie. Apple Pie, I almost said. But yeah, it's the same monkey.
I like it. That's a great monkey.
The monkey rules, man. The monkey's the best part of the movie.
Good.
All right, so I have 2 quick selling points. First, that fight that was in the haunted house. So the Chows, it's a fun fight because it's a chimp dressed in a chimp costume. So he has like a plastic chimp mask.
What?
Yeah, the chimp is dressed up as a chimp because he's out in public. So he had to like pretend to have a costume. So he has this fake chimp mask on as he's fighting the Chows, who are in like full body jumpsuits dressed as a clown, a skeleton, and Dracula. My next selling point is that Dr. Spleen, the one who wanted to put tits on a monkey, is played by Gilbert Gottfried.
What?
Yes! Or as Mike would say, Gilbert Gottfried.
God damn it, you know how big of a Gilbert fan I am.
No.
I went and saw the man twice. I've got him to sign books and shit that I read the motherfucker's book. I don't read books. Fuck.
He's a big film lover, too. I listened to a episode.
His podcast is great.
Yeah, his podcast is good. He was on Malton on Movies, too, once talking a lot about a lot of his favorite old films.
Yeah, because he does the Amazing Colossal podcast, which is all about him, like, talking about, like, old school movies and shit. And then he
loving,
interviews,
like, movies of the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, and he interviews, like, people from those things, like, that everybody's, like, he interviewed the little girl from fucking Frankenstein.
It's
that he
so
threw in the
weird,
lake.
too, like, that podcast, because he's, like, so, like, calm and normal and not screaming.
Yeah, he does.
Like, when I first heard it, I was like, this is Gilbert Gottfried? Like...
It's such a different side of him, and his co-host, like, plays, like, the perfect, like, fucking, like, kind of, like punching bag, kind of, but still, like, semi-serious to keep him serious.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's really fucking good. I haven't listened to it in a while. Fuck, I gotta get back on that. I love that show. Because I don't listen to movie podcasts. That's the only one I ever have listened to.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great.
Well,
everybody go follow his iTunes, leave a review.
Find him on Facebook, Gilbert Gottfried.
Amazing Colossal Podcast.
So this podcast is going to keep moving. We're going to go on to our final and favorite segment when we relate all of our movies to Paul W.S. Anderson's cult classic Event Horizon in our Horizon Shift. Okay, Michael, how does Monster Dog relate to Event Horizon? I feel like like you're gonna tear it down right now with everything that's come before.
Oh, geez, this is gonna be one of my worst ones. So,
I think this is gonna be everybody's worst one.
So this town, right? This town, it's basically Alice Cooper going back for redemption from where his father was murdered. Even though I think his father totally deserved it, because, you know, he's a fucking werewolf. It's kind of like Dr. Weird going back for the Event Horizon, which is like his family now. So all these hellspawn demon things start happening. It's like all these dogs in the town attacking and killing Cooper's friends. And the townsfolk are like the original Event Horizon crew. except Alice Cooper wants to die and Weir wants everyone to live in hell or something, which is also weird because like the ship kills everyone before like taking them to hell. So I don't really understand what's happening with that, but whatever. And that's my horizon shift.
One of the things I like about Mike's thing is like we both picked like silly animal movies, and he picked like the weirdest like horror film. Like, but I kind of like it because, like we said, this might be like a Halloween type episode, so he might be in the right and we were in the wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm clearly in the right here. Come on.
Like, kind of like when we did, like, the one thing, the horror one, and, like, I picked Elves because it was coming out somewhere near fucking Christmas. Actually, no, it didn't come out near Christmas. No. We recorded near Christmas, and it came out in February.
Yeah, it came out way later than Christmas.
I'm totally glad we're ignoring my horizon shift. Angus, what's yours?
Yeah.
No, honestly, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it was. You're right. It was totally middle of the road.
Yeah, you've done worse.
Which is worse than terrible.
You've had them worse where you basically said both movies have villains, so...
Yeah, that's a classic. Yeah, fuck, dude. I did everything I could. And what it took me doing was looking at everybody that's ever been in fucking
cinema.
Event Horizon. I just had to like look through every IMDb credit they ever had because I couldn't find a way to relate it to anything. Like maybe I could have if I was smarter, but I'm pretty fucking dumb at shit like that. But there was a guy in Event Horizon who played Man on Fire, named Noah Huntley.
Oh, you bastard! I've been sitting on this motherfucker trying to connect him.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have him bookmarked so I can just refer to him every time I watch a movie and see if he was in it.
Well, he did a TV series called Free Reign, and it's about like a horse or some shit. I don't know. That's what I'm gathering from the picture. But the dog Russell was featured in one of the episodes. So that's all I got. Fuck. And it took me fucking 6 hours to find this.
So upset you took away my Man on Fire.
I'm sorry.
The Man on Fire is still there. It's okay.
I'm gonna keep him.
He's done a lot of like weird shit though.
I know.
Like,
that's why I'm like this guy is his number's gonna come up. I got this.
It took like what 19 episodes before he came up.
I've had him on there for like 12.
Yeah, I just found him like yesterday.
Like March. I was like, hell yeah, I gotta connect the guy who was on fire. I love Immolation.
Well, one of the ones I want is Woman on Video Screen or something. Because she's like a hot goth chick. And she's only done like hot goth roles, it looks like, on her IMDb. I was hoping she did like Air Bud 3 or some shit so I could relate her, but no.
So my horizon shift is my most pathetic yet. So I didn't even like I have okay. So this movie had a budget of $30 million, which was about what Event Horizon made at the box office.
Okay.
Not exactly, but about. And also
what was Event Horizon, like 26?
26.7.
That's
Ooh, I'm
crazy.
so happy I fucking got that close.
Yeah. And then the other thing would be they were both kind of just released in the same general time of year. Event Horizon came out August 15th, and this came out in September 17th.
Oh man, I totally don't feel so bad about my horizon shift.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's one of the worst we've had.
That is that's the worst I've ever had. All right, let's just jump right into voting. Mike, whose movie?
I was split between my absolute discaring of any of your movies.
I don't think any of us like anybody's movie in this.
Until Angus told me that his monkey kept turning into different wrestling managers, and manager wrestling costume cosplay monkey won me over, so I'm voting for Angus.
He did have
Yes.
about like 12 outfits. Like it
Yep.
was insane how many outfits this monkey had. Even though his owner's been dead for fucking 20 years, he's still been collecting outfits.
All right, and Angus.
Ah, shite. Fuck, dude. Funky Monkey just has such like a fucking thing to me. Like, cause me and TJ like over a decade. Fuck, man. Maybe what, like 15 years? Like, what was it? 20?
It's been in the back of our
2004?
minds since 2004. Yeah, 14 years ago.
2004. Holy shit. Yeah, 14 years we've been talking about that fucking movie. But then Mike had the fucking Alice Cooper thing with evil fucking werewolf dogs. Which, fuck. Mike, what year did your movie come out?
1984, the year of my birth.
Oh, wow, 84.
Oh, you
yeah,
got it
yeah.
right this time. Not your birthday.
So, you know, that's like funny because that's like the time when Alice Cooper was like they had him in comic books and shit. I think like his first comic came out around then, like for Marvel. So like he was just trying to venture into anything he fucking could besides music. Because he knew that gimmick wouldn't last. And it did, somehow. But, shit. Like, this is the hardest choice I think I've had on one of these. But, for the simple fact that we were able to fucking talk about Hellsby, TJ, Funky Monkey.
All right. Which means we have a tie, because obviously I'm voting for the Alice Cooper movie.
Shit.
And we have our second tie this year.
I kind of thought that would happen, but I still went with it anyways because I really did feel your movie because of just the history that it had with us.
Yeah, this movie would have been like really fun to watch all together.
I have a really good thing for my thing too, and now I have to.
Oh yeah, me too. You know,
I had
that's the way it
nothing.
is. When we tie, we have to watch movies somehow already related to Event Horizon. We pick either a cast or crew or theme. You have an idea already for the Event Horizon thing?
I got one.
I'm
Can
listening.
Can we do... This is going to be great.
Oh no! Can we? Is it something we
No,
can actually
no,
watch
no,
a
no.
good movie? You
Let
laugh
me just
like
say
it's
it.
not going to be great.
Let me just say it. Can we each pick a movie that Man on Fire was in?
Oh my god!
Yes, I'm down for that. Are they going to be possible to find? Or are they all really like? Out
He has
there?
44 on his acting credits.
All right. Yeah, we have to.
I think it's
We've
possible.
discussed him so much now. We got to put him to bed. We got to give him the good send off. So.
I can't believe I tied
Yes.
with a fucking retarded monkey.
Oh, yes.
Basically, send him on a Viking funeral. We set him on fire and just kick him the fuck out.
Yes. All right,
What's
so that's it.
what's the guy's name? Like, what's he in? The,
Noah Huntley.
Noah.
So,
Huntley?
so our
Yeah.
next episode will be Noah movies which have no. I'm sure they don't feature him, but movies which Noah Huntley has in his credits.
Oh, he was in 28 Days Later,
All right,
which I won't be doing. But
That's one.
Yes.
Yes.
there we go. He's probably just a zombie in that. That's great. All right,
I already
so,
see. I see TJ's Paul, Apostle of Christ.
no, that's mine. God damn it! I just saw that.
I've already seen it.
So yeah, you can review it. Yes. How was Man on Fire in that movie?
Wait, I'm gonna replay Rise, Son of Rome, the video game.
Oh my god! If you do the first video game review,
I think
it's
that
brilliant.
counts. He played additional voices.
Just review the additional voices.
I'm not sure, but I think this was him going. I can't wait to promo this episode with like his name and picture. So everybody's gonna be like Noah fucking Huntley.
I swear to God, I'm gonna write this man. I guarantee you, we could get him on the episode. I can almost promise you we could get him on.
Yeah, but how's he gonna record? We do such a hack job of this.
I will just like call him and be like, hey, can you answer these questions, and then we'll fake ask them, and then he'll answer them.
All right, so who is calling dibs on the Danny McBride James Franco movie?
You can. You saw it.
You got it, buddy.
All
It's
right.
all you.
Have fun with it.
All right.
I'm behind. I haven't pulled them up yet. You know, they're gonna get all the fun ones. All right.
No,
well,
I haven't decided yet 100%.
This has not been 16 Ounce Zoo. I never actually said the real name of the show, but in case I tricked
forgot
you all,
about that. That angered me.
I tricked you all to the very end. We're actually 16 Ounce Cinema. We drink pints and talk pictures. See ya.
Later.
Bye.
It's good. It's such a great happy place.